plaster a house, sand and cement were mixed in the ratio 5:1. If 24 bags of cement each weighing 50 kg were used, how much was the amount of sand used in tons? So we have sand used to cement, and the ratio of sand to cement is 5:1. That is the ratio. So in fraction, sand will be 5/5 plus 1, while cement will be 1/5 plus 1. So we have sand is equals to 5 over the total, 36, while cement is equals to 1/6. So we are told one bag of cement weighs 50 kg. So we have one bag of cement is equals to 50 kgs, and 24 bags of cement was used or were used. So we have, what about 24 bags of cement will be equivalent to how many kg? So we cross multiply. So we have 24 multiplied by 50 divided by 1. 24 times 50, this is like 2/4 times 50. So we have 5 times 4 is 20, carry 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So we have 120, and we have a 0. So we have 1200. So we will be having 1200 kgs. So 1200 kgs of cement were used. So if 1/6, now this fraction is equivalent to 1200, is equivalent to 1200 kgs of cement. What about that of sand, which is 5/6? What about 5/6 will be equivalent to how many kgs? From here we cross multiply. So we have 5/6 multiplied by 1200 in brackets divided by 1/6. So we have by 6 is 1, by 6 is 200. 5 times 200 will give us 1000. So we have 1000 divided by 1/6. This will be the same as, this is the same as 1000 over 1/6. So 1000 divided by 1/6 will be the same as 1000 times the reciprocal of 1/6, which is 6/1. This gives us 6000. We have 1000 times 6 is 6000. So we have 6000 kgs of sand. But the question was the amount of sand in tons, and we know that 1 ton is equivalent to 1000 kilograms. What about 6000 kilograms? Will give us how many tons? So we cross multiply. We have 1 ton multiplied by 6000 kgs divided by 1000 kgs. So we have kgs cancelling. We have 1, 2, 3 zeros cancelling again. We remain with 6. We remain with 6 tons. So that is the amount of sand that was used in tons. Mumbwa and Jerry each made a 20 kg mixture of maize and beans. Mumbwa mixed maize and beans in the ratio 3 to 2. Jerry mixed maize and beans in the ratio 1 to 3. How many more kilograms of beans did Jerry use than Mumbwa? So we have Mumbwa and Jerry. So for Mumbwa, the ratio of maize to beans is 3 to 2. And the total kilograms of maize and beans is 20. So to know the amount of maize and that of beans, we are going to find the fraction of maize. So fraction of maize is given by 3 over 3 plus 2, while that of beans is 2 over 3 plus 2. So for maize we have, so maize is equals to 3 over 5, that is from 3 plus 2 of the total kgs, which is 20. So we have by 5 is 1, 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 3 is equals to 12. So we have 12 kilograms of maize. Then for beans, we have 2 over 3 plus 2. So we have 2 over 5 of the total mixture, which is 20. So by 5 is 1, by 5 is 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 2 is equals to 8 kgs. So beans is 8 kgs. Then for Jerry, we have maize to beans as 1 to 3. So the fraction will be, we'll have 1 over 1 plus 3. Then for beans we have 3 over 1 plus 3. So the fraction of maize is 1 over 1 plus 3 is 4. Then that of beans is 3 over 1 plus 3, which is 4. So then we are going to calculate the amount of maize and that of beans. So maize is given by 1 over 4 of 20. We are told each was having 20 kg mixture of maize and beans. That's why we are finding using 20 kg. So we have 1 over 4 times 20 by 4 is 1, 20 divided by 4 is 5. So we have 5 kgs of maize. This is for Jerry. Then beans, we have 3 over 4 of 20. So by 4 is 1, 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. So we have 15 kgs of beans. So the question is, how many more kilograms of beans did Jerry use than Mumbwa? So Jerry used 15 kgs, while Mumbwa used 8 kgs. So we are going to subtract the amount that Jerry used versus minus that Mumbwa used. So we have 15 kg minus 8 kg, and this gives us 15 minus 8 is 7. So we have 7 kilograms. So Jerry used 7 kilograms of beans more than Mumbwa. A blanket is made by joining 8 squares of 3 different colors, blue, green and yellow, in the ratio 2 to 3 to 5 respectively. One ball of wool is used to make 4 such squares. How many balls of green wool are used for one blanket? For one blanket, so we have 3 different colors used to make a blanket. We have blue, green and yellow. So the ratio of blue to green to yellow is 2 to 3, 2 to 3 to 5. So the fraction of blue used will be 2 divided by, we have 2 plus 3 plus 5. This gives us 10. So we have 2 over 10 of the total used. Then we have for green is 3 over 10. Then yellow we have 5 over 10. Then we have 8 squares. So the question is, how many balls of green wool is used for one blanket? So for green we have 3 over 10. So 3 over 10 of 8 will give us how many squares? Because 8 is the squares of blue. So we have 3 over 10 of 8 will give us the squares of blue that was used. So we have 0 and 0 cancelling. We have 3 times 8. This gives us 24. So we have 24 squares of blue. And we were told 1 ball of wool is used to make 4 such squares. So if 1 ball of wool is equals to 24, is equals to 4 squares, what about 24 squares will give us how many balls? So we have 1 times 24 over 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, 24 divided by 4 is 6. So we have 6 balls of blue, of green, sorry. Yeah. A painter mixed blue and yellow powder so that their weights were in the ratio 3 to 2. The total weight of the mixture was 30 kgs. What was the weight in kilograms of yellow powder used? So we have blue powder to yellow powder. So blue powder, the ratio of blue to yellow is 3 to 2. Then, so we are told the total weight of the mixture was that. So we have to know the fraction of blue powder and that of yellow. So the fraction of blue will be 3 divided by 3 plus 2. This 3 and 2. Then yellow will be 2 divided by 3 plus 2. So the fraction of blue is 3 over 5. Then the fraction of yellow powder is 2 over 5. So, and you are told the total weight of the mixture was 30 kgs. What was the weight in kilograms of yellow powder? So the yellow powder, which is 2 over 5 of the total. So 2 over 5 of that is multiplied by 30. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. That's divided by 5 is 6. So we have 2 times 6, which gives us 12. So the kilograms of yellow powder will be 12 kg. So you have 12 kgs of yellow powder used by the painter. There were 420 people attending a meeting. The ratio of men to women was 3 to 4. Later, 60 men and 40 women left the meeting. What was the ratio of men to women who remained? So first, we are going to calculate the number of women and men who attended the meeting. Then we subtract those who left the meeting for us to know those who remained. So we have men, the ratio of men to women is 3 to 4. 3 plus 4 gives us a total of 7. So men will be 3 over 7 while women will be 4 over 7 of the total. So men will be 3 over 7 of the total, which is 420. 420. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 420 divided by 7 is 60. Multiplied by 3 will give us 108. So we have 108 men. Then for women, we have 4 over 7 multiplied by 420. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 420 divided by 7 is 60. 60 times 4, this will give us 240. Yeah, this gives us 240 women. So we are told later 60 men and 40 women left the meeting. So the remaining men who remained will be given by 180 minus 60 men left the meeting. So 180 minus 60, this gives us 120. So men who are left or who remained are 120. Then women who remained will be given by 240 minus 40. This gives us 200 women remaining. So 200 women remained, and men that remained were 120. So the ratio of men to women who remained is 120 to 200. So 120 to 200. So from here we simplify further. So we have 0 and 0 cancelling. By 2 is 6. 20 divided by 2 is 10. By 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we have 3 to 5 as our ratio of men to women who remained in the meeting. The ratio of sheep to goats to cows is 3 to 5 to 2. There are 36 cows. What is the total number of goats and sheep? So sheep, goats, cows, we have 3 to 5 to 2. Then we are told there are 36 cows. So we have 36 cows. We don't know the goats, we don't know the sheep. So if 2 is equals to 36, because the ratio of cows is 2, what about we have sheep and goat? We have 3 plus 5 will give us how many in total? So we'll have, so 2 is equals to 36. What about 3 plus 5 is 8? Will give us how many? So we have 8 times 36 divided by 2. So by 2 is 1, by 2 is 4. So we have 4 times 36. So 36 times 4 gives us 6 times 4 is 24, carry 2. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2 is 14. So the total number of goats and sheep is 144. So we have 144 goats and sheep. The ratio of boys to girls in a school is 7 to 8. If there are 168 boys, how many pupils are there in the school altogether? So boys to girls, we have 7 to 8. So if there are 168 boys, so we have 168 boys, but you don't know the number of girls. So if 7 is equals to 168, what about 8 will give us what? So we have 8, that is we cross multiply, times 168 divided by 7. 168 divided by 7 is the same as, so we have 168 divided by 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. times 7 is 14. 14 minus 16 minus 14 is 2, so we have 28. So we'll have 4 times 7 gives us 28. So we have 24. So we'll have 8 times by 7 is 1. By 7 is 1. By 7 is 24. So 24 times 8 is the same as we have 24 multiplied by 8. 8 times 4 is 32. We carry 3. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 3 is 19. Yeah, so we have 192. We have 192 girls. But the question is the total number of pupils in the school altogether. So we add 192 girls plus 168 boys. So we'll have 192 plus 168. This gives us 2 plus 8 is 10, carry 1, 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 6 is 6, carry 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So we have 360 pupils. In her farm, Wambui had goats, sheep and cows in the ratio 5 to 3 to 2. At the beginning, she had 50 animals, but later sold them, leaving her with 36. If the number of goats, sheep, and cows that remained were in the ratio 2 to 1 to 1, how many sheep did he sell? So at first, the ratio of goats to sheep to cows was 5 to 3 to 2. So at the beginning she had 50 animals. So the total gives us, we have 5 plus 3 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So if 10 was equals to 50, what about 5? That is for us to know the total number of goats that he had. In fact, we can just calculate for the number of sheep, because our question needs the number of sheep that was sold. So what about sheep, which is 3? So what about 3 will give us how many? So we have 3 times 50 divided by 10. So 0 and 0 cancel to remain with 15. Then so we have 15 sheep. After selling, the ratio changes from, so we have goats to sheep to cows is 2 to 1 to 1. And the total, it gives us 36. So the total, we have 2 plus 1 plus 1 gives us 4. So if 4 is equals to 36, what about sheep, which is 1? Will give us what? So we have 1 times 36 divided by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, 36 divided by 4 is 9. So we have, after selling, we have 9 sheep, and before selling there was 15 sheep. So we want to know the number of sheep that were sold. So we'll say 15 minus 9. Yeah, because 9 is the sheep remaining, and before selling was they were 15. So we have 15 minus 9. This gives us 15 minus 9 is 6. So we have 6 sheep were sold. So the number of sheep that were sold are 6. A sum of money was shared between Mukindia and Ntonyiri in the ratio 3 to 7. If Ntonyiri got 12 shillings more than Mukindia, how much did Mukindia get? So ratio of Mukindia to Ntonyiri, we have 3 to 7. Then we are told if Ntonyiri got 12 shillings more, so we have 7 minus 3 for us to know the, we have 7 minus 3, this gives us 4. So the 4 we are having is the more that Ntonyiri had than Mukindia. So we have if 4 is equals to 12 shillings, what about Mukindia with 3 will be what? So we cross multiply. So we'll have 3 times 12 divided by 4. So 3 times 12 divided by 4, we have by 4 is 1, 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 3 times 3 gives us 9. So we have 9 shillings. So we have Mukindia getting 9 shillings. Yeah. In a school, the ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 2. There are 400 pupils in the school. During an athletics competition, 1/8 of the girls took part. How many girls did not take part? So we have boys to girls. So boys to girls, we have 3 to 2. So the total here gives us 3 plus 2 is 5. So this means that 5 is equivalent to 400 because we are told the total number of pupils in school are 400. And we have boys and girls in the ratio 3 to 2. So 400 will be 3 plus 2. So we have 5 is equals to 400. What about 3 for us to know the total number of boys in school? So we have 3 times 400 divided by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 400 divided by 5 is 8. 8 times 3 gives us 240. So we have 240 boys. Yeah. Then for girls we have, if 5 is equals to, so for girls we have 5 is equals to 400. What about 2 will give us what? So we have 2 times 400 divided by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 400 divided by 5 is 8. 8 times 2 gives us 160. So we have 160 girls. Yeah. That's why when we add the number of boys and girls, it will just give us 400. We have 240 plus 160, which is 400. We are told during an athletics competition, 1/8 of the girls took part. So 1/8 of 160 girls took part. So for us to know those who took part in the competition, we'll say 1/8 of is multiplied by, of is the same as multiplication, so of 160. So 8 divided by 8 is 1, 160 divided by 8 is 20. So we have 20 girls taking part. And the question is, how many girls did not take part? So we'll say 160 out of the total number of pupils, only 20 girls took part. So those who did not take part will be given by 160 minus 20. So this gives us 140 girls. A watch loses 5 seconds every hour. If it is set right on Wednesday at 12:10 a.m., what time will it show the following Wednesday at 12:10 a.m.? So we have Wednesday to Wednesday. So from Wednesday to Wednesday, we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 full days. So we have 7 days, and we know that 1 day is equals to 24 hours. What about 7 days? It'll give us how many hours? So we have 7 times 24. So 24 times 7, we have 4 times 7 is 8. 28 carry 2. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 2 is 16. So we have 168 hours, and we are told the watch loses 5 seconds every hour. So if 1 hour, in 1 hour we'll have lost 5 seconds, what about in 168 hours? For us to know the total time that will have been lost, so we have 168 times 5. So 8 times 5 is 40, we carry 4. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 4 is 34, carry 3. Then we have 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. So we have 840 seconds lost. We have 840 seconds lost. So from here we can change the seconds into hours. We know that 1 hour is equivalent to 1 minute. We change seconds to minutes. So 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. What about 840 seconds is equivalent to how many minutes? So we have 840 times 1 divided by 60. So we have zeros and zero cancelling. We have 84 divided by 2 is 42. 6 divided by 2 is 3. By 3 is 1. By 3 we have 14. So we have 14 minutes lost. So we have 14 minutes lost. And then, so we are going to subtract from 12:10 a.m. we are going to subtract 14 minutes. So minus 14 minutes. From here we borrow 1 hour from here, so we'll remain with 11. Then because we are going to add 60, so we have 70. So 0 minus 4 is, we borrow 1 from here, so we have 10 minus 4, which is 6. Then we have 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. So we have 56. Then 1. So we have 11:56, and because we had it was 12:10 a.m., so it means 11:56 is p.m. Yeah, just before midnight. So we have 11:56. That is the time the watch will be showing. A cube whose side measures 3 centimeters weighs 1 kg and 8 grams. What is the weight of a similar cube whose sides measures 4 centimeters? So we have a cube. So a cube which measures 3 centimeters. So we say 3 times 3 times 3. This will be centimeter cubic, is equals to 1 kg and 8 grams. Then what about a similar cube which measures 4 centimeters? So we have 4 times 4 times 4 centimeters cubic will give us what? So 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams. So 1 kg and 8 grams will be the same as 1000 plus 8. So we have 8 grams. So we have 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So we have 27 centimeters cubic is equals to 8 grams. What will be? What about 4 times 4? 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. So what about 64 centimeters cubic will be equivalent to how many grams? So we have 64 multiplied by 8 grams, this is centimeters cubic, divided by 27 centimeters cubic. So we have centimeters cancelling. So we have by 27 divided by 3 is 9, 1080 divided by 3 is 360, 9 divided by 3 is 3, 360 divided by 3 is 120, 3 divided by 3 is 1, 120 divided by 3 is 40. So we have is 40. So we have 64 times 40. So you say 64 times 40, or 640 times 4 is the same. So we have 4 times 4 is 16, carry 1. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25, and we have that's 0. So we have 25, 60 grams. So 60 grams, we are going to change to convert it into kilograms and grams. So we have to subtract 1000, so minus 1000 grams gives us 560. So we have 1000, this is 1 kg, then we have 560 grams. So our answer, in fact, it is minus 2000, not 1000, sorry. So minus 2000, this gives us 2 kgs and 560 grams. So our answer is 2 kgs, 560 grams. That is the mass of a cube with sides 4 centimeters. My watch loses 1 second in every 2 hours. If I set it right on Monday at 12 noon, what will it show on the following Saturday at 12 noon? So we have between Monday and Saturday, we have how many days? So we have Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday and to Saturday. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 12 noon. This is 12 noon on Saturday. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So we have 5 days between 12 noon Monday to 12 noon Saturday. So, and we are told, so first we would like to know the number of hours that we have in the 5 days. So if one day is equivalent to 24 days, 24 hours, we all know that in a day we have 24 hours. So what about 5 days? We have to cross multiply. So we have 5 times 24 divided by 1. So 24 times 5, 4 times 5 is 20, carry 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 12. So we have 120 hours. So we have 120 hours, and we know that so we are told if I set it right, so since in 1 hour the watch loses, sorry, in 2 hours the watch loses 1 second, what about in 120 hours? For us to know the seconds lost, so we have 120 times 1 divided by 2. By 2 is 1, 120 divided by 2 is 60. So we have 60 seconds lost. 1 minute is the same as 60 seconds. So we are seeing that time lost is 1 minute. So if the question was what time will it show on the following Saturday at 12 noon? So since 1 minute was lost, we are going to subtract. So 12:00 minus 1 minute. So from here we borrow 1 1 hour from here, so we remain with 11. This becomes 60. So we have 60 minus 1. So 60 minus 1, we have, this is 9. We remain with 5 here, so we have 5 and then 11. So the watch will be showing us 11:59 a.m. on Saturday at 12 noon. A rectangular container of length 15 centimeters and width 10 centimeters has 1200 centimeters cubic of water. More water flows into the container at the rate of 20 centimeters cubic per second. What will be the height of the water in the container after 5 seconds? So in the container already we are having 1200. We already have 1200 centimeters cubic of water. Then we are told more water flows into the container at the rate of 60 centimeters cubic per second. So in 1 second we have 60 centimeters cubic. Yeah, what about after 5 seconds? For us to know the capacity or the volume of water that will have flown, so we have 5 seconds multiplied by 60 centimeters cubic divided by 1 second. So we have seconds and seconds cancelling. We remain with 5 times 60. 5 times 60 is 30 times. So we have 5 times 60 is 300. So we have 300 centimeters cubic water that has already flown. So we'll add to the existing or the water that was available. So we have 1200 plus 300. This gives us 0, 0. We have 2 plus 3 is 5. 1 plus 0 is 1. So we have 1500 centimeters cubic. Then volume of water is given by length times width times height. So since we have 1500 centimeters cubic, it is given by length, that is 15, multiplied by width, which is 10, then multiplied by height. So from here we can divide both sides by, we have by 150 or by 15 times 10, that is for us to remain with the height. Then we divide by 15 times 10. So this and this cancels. We have 0 and 0 cancelling. We have 15 divided by 15 is 1. 150 divided by 15 is 10. So I remember this was centimeter. So this is centimeter. So we have, this is centimeter squared. Then centimeter raised to 3 will remain with 1. So we remain with 1 centimeter. So we have 10. So our height is equals to 10 centimeters. So that is our height after 5 seconds of filling the container. In a factory, every 7 kg of coffee berries, every 7 kg of coffee berries when processed produce 1 kg of clean coffee beans. Leitich ended up with 2100 kgs of clean coffee beans. How many tons of coffee berries had he sent for processing? So we are told 7 kgs when processed gives us 1 kg of clean berries. So then Leitich ended up with 2100 kg of clean coffee beans. How many tons of coffee berries had he sent for processing? So what about 2100 kgs of clean coffee berries was equivalent to how much coffee berries? So we have to cross multiply. Side that we have 7 multiplied by 2100 divided by 1. So 2100 times 7, 2100 times 7, we have 0, 0, 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14. So we have 14,700 kilograms of coffee berries. But we need our answer in tons, and you know that 1000 kgs is equals to 1 ton. So what about 14,700 kilograms? Will be equivalent to how many tons? So we have 14,700 multiplied by 1 ton. This is kg. Then divide it by 1000 kg. So we have kg's cancelling. We have 2 zeros cancelling. So we remain with 147 over 10. So we have this 10 making one, giving us 1 decimal point. So we'll have 14.7 tons of coffee berries that Leitich had sent for processing. To complete a project in 48 days, a construction company requires 12 employees. How many more employees would the company require if the project is to be completed in 36 days? So we have days taken and the number of employees to complete a project. So we have, if the project is to take 48 days, then employees required are 12. But for our case, we are told the project should be completed in 36 days. Then the question is, how many more employees would the company require if the project is to take 36? So that is what we are looking for. We are looking for the employees. So for this case, we are going to compare. So we have days and employees. So 12 employees completes the work in 48 days. What about question mark? We don't know the number of employees who can complete the work in 36 days. So the point here is the employees should or must increase so that the work will be complete in 36 days. So the number of employees should be more than 12. That is the point, because 12 does our job in 48 days. What about 36 days? We'll need personnel who are more than 12. So we are going to put the days in a fraction, and we are going to put the larger one as our numerator, then divided by 36, which is less, then we multiply by 12. 12 is constant, since we are looking for the employees. That's why we say 48 over 36 and not 36 over 48. The reason as to why we have 48 over 36 is because the employees should increase or should be more than 12. So we have 48 over 36 multiplied by 12, and you know 12 divided by 12 is 1, 36 divided by 12 is 3. 48 divided by 3, we have by 3 is 1, by 3 is 1, we remain with 1 here, so we have 18. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So we have remained with 16. So we need 16 employees. But the question needs to know the number of employees who will be added from 12. So since we require 16 and we had 12 employees already, so we'll have 16 minus 12, which gives us 4. So we have 4 more employees are needed to complete the job in 36 in 36 days. It takes 8 people 10 days to make 40 sweaters. How many more days would it take 5 people to make the same number of sweaters if they all worked at the same rate? So we have people. So we have people 2 days to the number of sweaters made. So we have 8 people takes 10 days to make 40 sweaters. What about 5 people will take how long to make 40 sweaters? Because the question was how many more days will it take 5 people to make the same number of sweaters, that is 40, if they worked at the same rate. So for this case we are going to compare people and days, then sweater and days and the sweaters to be made. But since the sweaters to be made is constant, then we are going to measure in the number of people, in the number of days and people. So if 8 people takes 10 days, how many days will 5 people take? Definitely 5 people will take more than, they will take more than 10 days because they are less and the work they are doing is the same as that work that the 8 people were working. So since the time to be taken or the number of days is larger, then we are going to say 8, that is the number of people. So we'll say 8 over 5. Since we should get a larger number than 10, we are going to use 8 over 5 and not 5 over 10. Then we multiply it by 10. Yeah, because they are making the same number of sweaters, so there is no need to consider the sweaters. So we have 8 over 5 times 10 by 5 is 1, 10 by 5 is 2. 8 times 2 gives us 16, so we have 16 days, and the question is how many more days. So when 8 people were working, it took them 10 days, and when 5 people are working, it takes them 16 days. So we have 16 minus 10 days, and this gives us 6 days. So we have 6 days more is needed when 5 people are working. A certain job is completed by 120 people in 12 days. If only 8 people turned up for the job, how many more days will it take to complete the job? So we have people and days. So 120 people completes a job in 12 days. Then we are told only 8 people turned up, so we don't know the number of days that they are going to work. But since, so we are going to compare. So if 120 people takes 12 days, what will 8 people, what time will the 8 people work doing the same job take? So the number of days should be more than 12, since people are lesser. So since people are lesser, then we are going to say 120 over 8 multiplied by 12. Yeah, our fraction should be an improper fraction for us to get number of days more than 12. That's why we say 120 divided by 8, then we multiply by 12. 12 is constant since we are looking for the number of days. So we have 0 and 0 cancelling. We have 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we have 6 times 3. This gives us 18. So we have 18 days. So the 8 people will work for 18 days. So they'll work for 18 days, and then the time that was to be taken was 12. So the question was, how many more days will it take to complete the job? So we'll need the additional of, we have 18 minus 12 days. That was supposed to, 12 days was the time that the job will have been completed. But since 8 people came or turned up, then the job extended to 18 days. Hence, there was 6 more days to be added. So we have 18 minus 12 is 6 days more. Ten men are paid 5,000 shillings for working 5 days. How much will 8 men get for working 20 days if the payment is at the same rate? So we have men, shillings, that is the payment, then days. So we have 10 men are paid 5,000 shillings and they work for 5 days. How much will 8 men get for working 20 days? So if 8 men works for 20 days, then we don't know the amount. So first we are going to compare men and shillings. So we have 15 men takes or are paid 5,000 shillings. How much will 8 men be paid? So since they are less, it means the amount to be paid to them should be less than 5,000. So to make that possible, then we are going to use 8 over 10. Yeah, our fraction should have a numerator less than the denominator. Then we multiply it by 5,000 is our constant since we are looking for the money. Then we multiply by, again we compare shillings and the number of days. So in 5 days 5,000 shillings will have been paid. What about in 20 days? So we are going to say, we are going to multiply by 20 over 5, because after working 20 days people will be paid an amount larger than 5,000. So from here we are going to simplify. So we simplify that. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5,000 divided by 5 is 1,000. So we have 1,000 times 2 times 8. 1,000 times 2 is 2,000. Times 8 is 16,000. So we have 16,000 shillings. So the 8 men will be paid 16,000 shillings since they will be working for 20 days. So 16,000 shillings is our answer. In a factory, 4 machines fill 900 packets of milk in 15 minutes. How many packets will 6 such machines fill in the same period? So we have machines, packets of milk, and time in minutes. So 4 machines fills 900 packets of milk in 15 minutes. What about 6 machines in 15 minutes will fill how many packets? So we are going to compare, we are going to measure in comparison of machines versus the packets. Since the time is the same, we have 15 minutes, that is at the same rate. So we have, if 4 machines fills 900 packets, what will 6 machines or how many packets will 6 machines fill. So since 6 machines will do a merge, 6 machines will do a larger job, so we'll have the number of packets should be more than 900. So we have, so since it should be larger than 400, then we make the machines in fraction. So we have 6 over 4 times 900, which is constant, then we multiply by 15 over 15 since they are the same. So we have 4 divided by 2 is 2, 900 divided by 2 is 450. Then 2 divided by 2 is 1, 450 divided by 2 is 225. So we have 225 multiplied by 6, then 15 divided by 15 is 1, so multiplied by 6 multiplied by 1. 225 times 6, we have 5 times 6 is 30, carry 3, 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15, we carry 1, 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So we have 1350 packets of milk filled by 6 machines and in 15 minutes.